All right, so back in Magic Nation, this is Mike Dougason. Coach Mosley lost the locker room. No, I'm sorry. He doesn't have the in there. Coach Mosley lost locker room. Capital L, capital R in locker room. Players will get tired of Mosley. Coach Mosley won't take this team to the next level. It's time for a new voice. New head coach, all capitalized, who has winning record and championship experience. And then I love this. Fly Chewy is just amazing.
Experience was spelled wrong. You didn't even point that out.
Oh, yeah. Well, I did stop. Yeah. I did stop. I'm not going to
I mean,
diagram
this
guy's sentence here.
It's not going to be.
Fly Chewy coming in with what I was thinking. You be in the locker room to know he lost it?
Right. See, I don't think he's lost the locker room at all because he's a player's coach. So I think the guys like him. I don't even know if and a lot of these guys on our team have only been with him in the league. So I don't think they know enough to know better to know that, it would be nice if my coach would chew me out when I don't get over and on a switch and my guy hits an open three. It would be nice a little bit if he showed a little bit of fire, but I think Dougason is going a little overboard here. But I'm telling you, man, this is the kind of stuff that happens on Facebook during games. People get outrageous and they go down the rabbit hole. But the point is, there is some things to turn to that point out these mistakes, right? And it's at some point you're like, all right, I'm glad that he was friendly with the players and they built the camaraderie and the vibes are good and high. But at some point, he has to raise his expectations too. And it would be nice to see him do things like when Paulo gets fouled early in a game, go ahead and take a technical because they didn't call it, right? Stick up for your guy. Show that fire. Sometimes when he shows fire, it's over something stupid. And I would like to see him actually get mad at a player sometime and know that he's mad at him. I feel like other than a deep bench guy who makes a dumb turnover, I don't see him snap at a player a lot. And it's you don't have to swear. It doesn't have to be some big Bobby Knight throwing a chair kind of response. I just need to know that you're holding your guys accountable in more of a way of just well, we had a stern talk and I told him I was disappointed in him. Sometimes you got to spank your kids. You know what I mean? It can't all be about the expectations and I'm not just mad, I'm disappointed. You know what I mean? At some point you've got to get mad and show them that there's some fire from you so that these guys will know they got to bust their ass a little bit more. I think at some point it will rear its ugly head if the wins don't start coming for the Magic and they don't pile up wins like we talked about. There's only going to continue to be pressure on him because we look at the roster and from what everybody has said, all the pundits, all the people with the purple chicken podcasts and all that shit are all saying that we should be one of the top teams. So if we're not, then you got to point at him. And as long as everybody's healthy, that's who's going to get pointed at. And that's the way it is. That's what this business is. So if he wants to figure out how to get these guys going and it's not just happening organically, he's going to have to step out of his comfort zone and do something else or assign somebody else on the bench to do it. They shouldn't have let Mermaids walk. He looked like he really get in somebody's shorts, right? I mean, somebody's got to get mad and somebody's got to be that bad guy. If he wants to be good cop, that's cool, but assign someone as bad cop. And let these guys know when they're not doing it. And maybe they do that all. Maybe it's all happening behind closed doors. We don't know. You don't know either, Dougason. so why don't you just stay off Mosley's butt? I don't know what we got to do at a traffic light here. I guess we're pretty much basing it on, I got to go yellow light.
You're yellow. It sounds yellowy.
I'm yellow because you got to keep an eye on it, right? It's going to be a talking point that if he's not getting it done and we have the roster, maybe somebody else could.
Yeah, well, this is Orlando Drew kind of making that point that you were just talking about. Enough of the smiley Mosley not challenging bad calls. I've seen enough. The players are not responding to him. No game plan. His rotation sucks. We need a championship-minded coach to break these bad habits and hold our stars accountable on both ends. More of that accountability talk. And we have some of those, more – some of them are more energized. I don't know if I would consider Mike Budenholzer any more energized. You're not going to get much life out of him on the sideline more than Mosley. But Thibodeau, certainly, Taylor Jenkins, Michael Malone can get out there. But these are guys, Michael Malone's won a chip. Taylor Jenkins, those guys have been to Western Conference Finals. Thibodeau's have they been to a chip? Thibodeau with the Bulls ever or just Eastern Conference Finals? I think maybe just finals runs. Finals. Yeah. Budenholzer's won a chip. So Like this doesn't help the conversation for Mosley that there are multiple coaches out there with a lot of experience that might be attracted to some Magic fans who have had their clock run out on Mosley. But I am all the way pumping the brakes on this, Pich. I mean, it's the fact of the matter is he signed an extension through the 27-28 season. Now, I know that coaches and teams, they don't have to, even though they sign that extension, they can still fire him and move on. They're just going to have to pay him if they want to do that. But I think that this front office, they have a good relationship with Mosley, and I think that they really believe in Mosley. And I don't think that he's lost the locker room at all. I think that early this season, he is trying to infuse the offense with a little bit more life and energy. And there's some growing pains with that and getting Desmond Bane involved. But I do think he's holding guys accountable. I think he's also encouraging the team to hold each other accountable as well. And I think he's a tremendous leader. Now, the area that we've talked about sometimes is the X's and O's. I think there's definitely something lacking there. I was always a little squeamish, Pich, when I would hear him talk about, well, it's really just a read-based offense. I'm like, well, most of these guys are 20 years old, coach. Like, I don't know. Maybe we don't give them all that option. Like, let's just give them a play and say, hey, the ball's going here maybe. Or if it's not here, it's here. I think in the long run, that might be better for the development. So maybe he knows better than I, certainly. But he's got the contract. They're definitely not firing him mid-season. They're not gonna. He's definitely got this year. If we don't go to the playoffs and win a series, then the hot seat could be real and maybe something happens.
I say if we go on a long losing streak to counteract what we said earlier about, I think we're going to go on a winning streak.
Yep.
But if we go on a long losing streak, I could see them pulling the plug on him.
Really?
Mid-season.
Really?
I don't think that's going to happen because I don't think we're going to – I think we'd have to lose like 10 or 11 games even 10 out of 12 games. And like if that happens right now –
season-ending type of shit.
Like that would be –
kind of.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. If you go on 10 –
I can see it happening.
Right. Well –
mostly because those 4 coaches we put up, like they're all great potential candidates.
Yeah.
But if you wait till the end of the year, other teams can snap them up. But if you swap it in mid-season, then you get a good one in there. But I think that's just in case of emergency break glass. I don't think that's really what's happening. And by the way, all 4 of those coaches, if you put them in a blender, you kind of get me. Like I realize that I look a lot like all those guys. All us old white dudes, we look the same, right? Hey, you liked what you just saw there, right? It was good. You gave it a like, you give us a subscribe. I think those are all good things. Also, you should check out the whole episode because I guarantee that you will enjoy the large ending. You will have a good laugh. Check out the whole show. This is just a snippet. Do it. Do it now.